tidying things up, and let's get this score working. So now we're going to use a, oops, I need to make sure I'm on the right layer. We want that in the, yes, on the HUD. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to use this one, but this is the correct one I'm supposed to be using. So the cool thing is you can create any bitmap you want that matches the style of your game, and that in this case only has the numbers you need for scores. So once you do that, you have to tell it how big each character is. So I'm pretty sure it's 8 by 10, and then you have to tell it its character set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the text we will set that to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and we will gonna add one more 0, I think. Yep. Okay. And we're gonna delete that too in a second. And let's see if this is actually in the right coordinate based on how it looks visually in the editor, unlike the yep, look at that. Perfect. Pixel perfect. That's nice. Better. So now all we have to do, we're going to get a little fancier, and I don't know if I'm going to do it in this video, because I might fumble even worse than I fumbled along trying to get the HUD to work properly. But eventually, like when you get a score of 10, it should be 0, 0, 0, 0, 10. Right, to keep the size of the score always the same, so it's not jarring when the score changes. So I'll see if I can remember how to do that, but if not, I'll save it for another time, and we'll move on to sort of more fun things to do. So now we're going to create a function called update score. So add some event that should just add something in there. Let's say so function on function update score, and so now we're going to simply set the sprite font. Where is it? Oh yeah, it uses the image as the thumbnail. So sprite font set text or something like that. It's set text to, we need to convert a number to a string. So we put str and then we put the value in parentheses, and in this case the value is retrieving the value of the score. So now it will work. Well, I need to call that function, just like I forgot how to call the function with the health and was wondering why it wasn't working. So now we need to call that function specifically when you destroy an enemy. So where is kill enemies? Here you go. So whenever you kill one of the bats, we simply need to blow it up and call a function that says update score. And now that will work, but I think it's going to be all blank and then the score of like 10 or whatever. So let's see, let's run it and see what happens. Oops, I forgot. Yep. So yeah, that's very jarring, but it works. All right. While I'm at it, I'm just going to really quickly delete that old text score, so it's not lying around causing confusion. All right, I am back. So we are going to this number thing so that it always shows 6 digits. Let's see how many tries it takes me to figure this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find that event by typing in sprite font to get back to this, isolate this particular event, which is very useful. So right now it's just very straightforward, but it cannot stay this straightforward. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to create a blank sub event, and then we're going to do a comparison to see. So I'm going to work my way through the logic, and I'm going to get it to work first, but it won't be optimal, and then later on I might figure out a way to do it in a more optimal fashion. But right now I just have to figure out all the logic first. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare two values, and we are going to compare the one cool thing is you can go in here and I think under string, let's see, or text, you can see this, get the number of characters in a string, in a text string. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do the length of string, and then what the funny thing is we need to convert a value to a string. So in this parentheses, we're going to do str and then parentheses in there, and then we're going to retrieve no, not hit points. I did that before too. So this should be score. So if the length of the score in number of characters is less than 6, because it's a 6-digit score, I think, right? So if it is, then we're going to have to basically do like a loop. All right. So let me think here. So, and the other thing, I'm going to also create add a variable. This variable is specific to this group. So this is going to be final score text, and its initial value will be, it's going to be a text, and its initial value is going to be blank. That should be fine. And I'm going to put that, oh, that did make it global. That's weird. Okay, I dragged it into a group, so that made it local. That's interesting. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're also, on the beginning of this, we're going to set the score text. So set value final score text to blank. I think I need to put it in parentheses in this case. So that's basically nothing. Clear it out, basically. Mm-hmm. And then, so now what we need to do is say, if the length of the score is less than 6 digits, then we're going to do a loop. So we're going to do, there is a way to do loops here. Let me see. Let's see.
Is that?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Do you have greater than there, like greater than 6?
Oh, I do. Good point. Sorry. Thanks for noticing that. Less than. Thank you. All right. So how do we do this loop? I haven't had to do this particular sort of thing in a long time. So let's see. General. Yeah, no, I think it's supposed to be in here at another condition. Ah, okay, repeat for, okay. So for score
and 7 years ago.
Nice. Start index 1 is fine. End index is we need to know what the remainder was of that check. So we're going to do, yeah, this is complicated, but we're going to do, again, the length. Let's see. So it's going to be 6 minus, yeah, 6 minus, and then the length. What is it? Len? Yeah, len str. Score. I always want to do hit points. It's because the word points is in there, I think. So 6 minus that. So I think that's right. So what we're going to be doing is front loading zeros to the string that is the full score that always has 6 characters.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to do. So we're going to do this loop, and then we're going to add a 0 to the text. So we're just going to do, to that value, I'm sorry. So we're going to set value of final score text to final score text plus, and then the character 0. So final score text, I think I need the @ symbol. I think that's how it works in construct. Or I meant, and then a 0 character. So the logic so far is, if it's not 6 digits itself, then we're going to do a loop for however many we're missing to be 6 digits, and we're going to front load it with zeros. Does that make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once this is done, then we need to add a blank sub-event. Let's see, add a blank sub-event, and I think it can actually be outside of that. And then we're going to set the text. Yep, so we're setting this value to blank. Then we're doing this check to add any zeros to the front that we need. And then once those are added, we need to set this not directly to the score, but to that value, and then the string version of the score. So I think this all makes sense, and I think it's pretty nicely optimized. But let's see how royally I messed this up. Let's see what happens when I actually run it. So it should show up as 6 zeros. If I'm really lucky, if I got it all right, it should show up. Ooh. So now I have to remember what is the attack button. And oops, get him. There we go. 10. Look at that.
Yep. Very
First
nice.
shot. I'm amazed I pulled. Given my level of fatigue and how badly I messed up the simple hit points thing, I am amazed I got that right in the first try.